All right. Hey, everyone. Welcome to the Teller Community Call, February 23rd, 2021. Big week for us. Giant news just dropped like 5 seconds ago. We're telling you guys all we've officially launched the new contracts and we're ready to move forward with that. Um, yeah, it's been kind of a crazy week. So I know a lot of you were here on this call last week and you guys were here. We found out that the system was frozen due to a bug, due to kind of the upgrade process. And so what we've had to do was we had to basically redeploy the system, and now you can migrate your tokens over the new one. Luckily, all the balances are saved. No one's going to lose any money, at least any tokens out of it. Um, but yeah, so I think today we'll just kind of answer your questions a lot about that. We're going to talk over what we did, what we're going to do, and kind of the next steps for a lot of these things. Um, so kind of the first question, if you're just a casual Teller holder, what do you sort of need to do? I think, the basic answer is probably if you're planning on holding absolutely nothing at this current moment. Your tokens are safe. You can take them out whenever you want. Basically, when you would normally run transfer Teller tokens, now you're going to have to run a function called migrate, to basically grab your old token balance and bring it over. Um, it's an extra contract step, but you'll grab your exact same token balance and it'll be safe. It's going to be up. Don't feel like you need to rush it. Gas prices are kind of high. Um, and yeah, it should be simple. If you're on a centralized exchange, it's even easier. They'll handle it all for you. You don't have to touch anything. Um, so that's kind of the nitty gritty. The next details would be, um, so some of you will have been in, say, other DeFi contracts, or you might be, say, have your TRB locked in a custom wallet or a custom situation, and you might not be able to run the migrate function. If this is your case, reach out to us. So we're going to have to sort of work with you separately to bring it over in a safe fashion. We're working to bring over the Uniswap and balancer pools as well as some of the other sort of custom DeFi contracts within the next few weeks. So we'll be pushing those over. If you feel like we're forgetting about you or you can't claim your token, just reach out to us. We're going to make sure that nobody loses any money on this, or loses any tokens. So um, yeah, so I think we just got one complaint that or one comment Zelanta that said community was complaining that since token was frozen, they were not able to sell and incurred tons of loss. Any response? Also, if team can freeze token anytime, is decentralization still a credible claim? Um, so I think answering the second one is easy. So we can't freeze the token at any time. Um, it took us a week to vote in the freeze. Um, so it was not sort of something that we could whip out and do. We all, anyone who voted, um, it was all sort of a failure on. It was, we take responsibility as the team, but it was um, the freeze was actually voted through in a decentralized fashion, might I say. So it's one of these tough things that just kind of transparency over what you're upgrading to needs to be a lot better. We were relying a lot on Etherscan. You can verify the contract and read all the code, but it was actually wrong. And now no. So we cannot freeze the token at any time. We hope that we would have never put that in and claimed to be decentralized. I think the next piece is you incurred tons of loss on the token. This one's always tough because you can't prove a de facto. It's you can't prove a negative or something that somebody didn't do. And you of course everyone would, if we allow people to say like you would have sold at the exact low or the exact high that we hit during the week, and every single person would say that they were going to do that, and it's obviously not possible to do that. In the same way, it's also not possible to allow new people to say people lost out when they couldn't buy at the lows. It's just one of those unfortunate circumstances. I also think it's one of the pieces where, so this is kind of crypto, and a lot of times they can freeze things. Your tokens are always kind of at the behest of various things. Like we were hoping that this wouldn't have been one of the pieces that can freeze your tokens, but if you saw Binance was freezing people's ETH token withdrawals, lots of exchanges do that. You have even if ETH freezes up due to gas fees, lots of different things can put freezes on your token. So be careful out there. I know it's not the best answer.
Yeah. I mean, we're all out here either investing or we're interested or we're building on a brand new set of technology. We're doing things that really no one else has ever done before. And that's both the risk and the exciting nature of it. And these things come with the territory. And I think, the team is really proud of sort of what we've been able to do over the last week to make everything right. And so, hopefully you guys recognize that as well, because it shows that even when things go wrong, we're quick and flexible to come up with a solution. I can address this next question if you guys don't mind. Someone asked, Ricard asked, why is not the team shown on the website homepage? It brings confidence to holders and new investors. Also, partners, projects using the Oracle could be listed too on the homepage. It would help a ton for marketing and for overall image of the project. So originally, the quick answer is our image is to be a decentralized protocol. And that's why our tagline is that we are Teller. It's not that, and we don't mean we as in the team is Teller. We mean we as in the royal we, all of you, all of us together as a community make Teller. And so for that reason alone, trying to put our faces, up front on the website doesn't fit with what we want to put across. And in terms of adding partners to the page, what we wanted to be careful with was so many projects out in the space. What they do is they have these long pages of all the partners they have and all the advisors they have, and you see all these LinkedIn headshots on there. And I think the majority of those tend to be shitty projects. Excuse my French. The shitcoins of the community, and we desperately, especially when we first launched, we wanted to separate ourselves from that image as much as we could. And so we kind of never wanted to go that route. But, we did for a while have Binance and Maker on our website as well. But I think that that's like a little bit of a shallow bit of credibility you can gain from having, from name dropping on your website. What we wanted to have is some long-lasting credibility by building a good product, building a great community, and have that speak for itself. So yeah, we think it's actually a better choice to sort of keep our website clean, focus on the code, the community, and that's it. And let sort of our community speak for themselves.
Yep. So cool. To kind of continue discussing, obviously feel free to ask a question or whatever. We have all day if we need to. The next piece, I would say is, so some of you have noticed, some of people have asked, why did it take so long to redeploy? And other things like why couldn't you just redeploy the new contracts if it was this honest mistake? And the question, we threw out the new repo. Some people have looked at it. So we did change some of the contracts, and we want to be transparent about what exactly is different and why we did that. The first piece, the obvious piece, is we had to add a migrate function in there. And then we also added back in the deity. So if you remember, now we can we don't have to go through the 7-day voting process. And basically the reason that we added in the deity is for the migrating process. There's going to be some of these custom contracts that are actually going to require us to basically just print people tokens. We haven't done that yet, but we will, probably in the next few weeks. Because, so for instance, an example of one of these contracts are, some people created gas token contracts. These are contracts that allow you to save gas whenever for mining Teller. So they would lock their TRB tokens into these contracts, and then they could submit Teller. The tokens got frozen in those contracts. Those contracts cannot call the migrate function. So they're essentially locked. So we locked our miners in their contract. It's a transparent contract. We know exactly what it did. They should be able to bring their tokens over too. But there's no real easy way to do that. We're going to have to basically just manually do it. But that said, whenever we're doing this, we're going to be posting all of the addresses we're going to be minting these tokens to on our GitHub. We want you guys to look at it, scrutinize it. We'll document where they're coming from and why. So it should be relatively straightforward, but that's the reason we sort of have the admin key in general. The other piece is we also took out the upgrade functionality. Since we're upgrading using the deity for now, we're going to take our time to make sure that the upgrade functionality that we add back in won't be subject to this.
You were cutting out a little bit there, so I just want to make sure that they understand is that the upgrade function is taken out to be able to repair it or just to improve it so that what happened this time can't happen. And so we have some really good ideas on how to make that possible.
Yeah. So and then the last piece that you'll see some basic restructuring. We had the old Teller code had been through several updates. And so a lot of legacy storage and things were kind of in there that don't need to be there. So we just kind of simplified it. So that way, if you want to run and test it, look at it, you're not confused by all of this really old stuff that isn't used anymore, but it was necessary to get to the current context. Anything else, JD or Brenda? Okay. Yeah, so as far as the timeline goes for decentralizing, the current plan is to basically we're going to work over the next few weeks to get all of those custom contracts over. And then we're going to work for probably another month with some auditors and with other smart people to make sure that this upgrade piece, it should just be a few functions, but we want to make sure that it's kind of rock solid with all best practices there. So probably in about a month and a half, then we'll throw away the admin key again. And you'll still be able to migrate and things like that, but we'll be able to kind of reach everyone, and we're hoping that by that time, most of the people should be migrated over. We can say with pretty much confidence that the vast majority of our tokens are actually held on centralized exchanges, so the exchanges should handle that probably today, and then we'll kind of see everyone else trickle over, but there's no time limit. We're going to leave it in there. So that's kind of the long frame is, then we'll throw away the key. We'll be on this Teller system, and then we can sort of work on where Teller wants to upgrade from there. We always want to plan on Teller V3 or V4 or whatever version we're on, what the next version is. And, we always have lots of conversations on this. It's like right now, I know all of you who are following gas prices on Ethereum and just oracles in general and DeFi in general know that we're still trying to figure out what kind of world we're in with these gas prices. It's really going to change how we build Teller in the future. We've always said, like, if you have gas prices at 100 GWay with $200 ETH prices, like for the next 2 years, like the current structure is probably going to work okay. If you have ETH prices of 10,000 and gas prices of 1,000 GWay, like you don't even want to have a token on Ethereum. You want it's going to cost you $60-$70 to send any token. So you don't even want that. So we'll have to really sort of keep an eye on where it goes, but also move quickly and make sure that we get something usable for people. Okay, so I guess any other comments, Mike, or we can kind of move to some of the questions. I think we have some questions here on the side.
So yeah, let's take Zelantis's question. That's a good question. How has this experience changed the team? Will Chorus be main focus, or Teller Oracle back in development mode? Take a shot at that one, Nick. While I actually got to find the questions.
It definitely, we're adding in some more security practices for sure. We got to make sure that we're not. So a lot of this piece came about because we had upgraded to there was an error in the mining that we were trying to do a hot fix on, and we ended up sort of rushing a fix, and that was wrong. We needed to slow down, and we needed to kind of take that, and we take responsibility for that, but we need to set better practices in place. I think as far as other developments, so we have two pieces out. There's another, so kind of Chorus is going to be probably the main focus in getting a TRB Chorus up and running as well. We're starting to talk with early partners who want to use Chorus. So that, and then also being able to kind of, there's a few other pieces of Teller that we'll be working on, just to make that it's kind of in support of Chorus. And then the Oracle development mode, we're going to take it slow on that. We want, probably the timeline for some big change is going to be, 6 to 9 months, I would say, for another really big change in the Oracle. Just because, kind of like I was saying, you don't know. There's a lot of really hard decisions that we have to make, and the price, unfortunately, dictates a lot of those. So we'll see where we're at. The next question, he says, any comments on Berry data and plans to work with BSC in the future? Yeah, so Berry data is a clone of Teller, which is, good for them. They're also an old clone with some bugs that we found, which is super funny. But yeah, so we can, people copy things. I think plans to work with Binance Chain in the future. So we're going to plan on going over there, so we have some centralized versions of Teller that we have, and we allow people to use, and we're going to be putting some centralized versions of Teller, on some of these different chains just to get over there while we figure out how to get over there in a more decentralized fashion. I think especially in some of the Binance Smart Chain world and things like that, giving people a centralized option for an Oracle is all they want. They obviously don't care about decentralization. They're on Binance Chain. So, we're going to be working we're already in talks with people to use Teller in a centralized fashion over there. So it'll be good.
Cool. All right. So I have some more. Hello, I think Teller TRB is the best project of Oracle in the future, so I trust your work. I am on the exchange Binance. Is TRB safe? Thank you. Yes, your TRB is safe. It's just they've closed the deposits and withdrawals. They're waiting. They now know our new contract address, and so they just have to handle the swap on their end themselves. You shouldn't have to do anything. Just sit tight, and Binance will notify you, and they'll notify us as well when things are good over on Binance, and so we'll probably spread the word as well. And that same thing goes for anybody on another centralized exchange, but I guess most of you are on Binance. That said, if anybody, over the next couple of weeks is on a centralized exchange and they're still not upgraded to the new contract, just reach out to us and let us know, and then we'll reach out to them directly. Some of these smaller centralized exchanges aren't the easiest to get a hold of, but my guess is they'll all move over in due time. Next one is in a language I'm not sure, but I Google translated it. It's what is the current situation? The current situation is that we're back up and running. The Oracle is live. We've We've created a new contract and a new token, and migrations are up and ready for everybody to go ahead and migrate. We just tweeted out instructions on how to do that, um, and everything else that's part of the current situation was on this call. So, I'm sure you're watching. Um, can I trade on MetaMask? I don't know. I've never.
I did a MetaMask swap. I don't know if TRB is supported,
Okay.
but MetaMask swap was super clean. So maybe you can reach out to him, Mike,
Yeah.
or Ryan.
I never managed to make it work though.
I did it the other day. I bought some Polygon,
Nice.
mainly just to try MetaMask swap.
Nice.
So it was, yeah, super clean, super good. I see it. I actually see MetaMask swap beating out Uniswap for the retail. So because
Well, you have it.
MetaMask, well, it aggregates Uniswap and all the other
Yes,
trades.
Yeah, it's aggregator, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of different markets a little bit.
Yeah, but I see it totally capturing retail way friendlier. So.
Yep. Good to know. All right. So the next one is someone asking about their TRG tokens. I don't know what those are, but I'm assuming you meant TRB, and you're also on Binance. Yes, they will be automatically swapped. Stay tuned for information from Binance about that, and we'll keep you posted. Hi, I want to know when you upgrade to Chorus. It is a nice idea. Well, thank you. So
Yeah, it won't be an upgrade. It'll just be sort of a secondary product launch. And we're targeting sometime over the next month or two to have something live for you guys. But we also weren't planning on having this take up any of our time. So timelines have been pushed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I know a few people were concerned about when this happened, whether or not it was due to a distraction from Chorus. And I think we could all say that it wasn't a distraction. I mean, even while building Chorus, Teller was the main focus of the team throughout that process. So Chorus kind of like was this side thing that we were building, and that it's still going to be the case. Like we're obviously much more focused on Chorus, and we would have had some more time to focus on Chorus, and then this happened. And anyway, but stay tuned for more information about Chorus. We were excited about what's to come, and we've chatted with a few people about it. When can I sell TRB on Uniswap?
Now, right?
We have a Uniswap pull up.
Yeah, there is a Uniswap pull up. So just look at the address, the address that we're posting. That's the TRB token address. Make sure that you are on the correct Uniswap pool, because anytime that there are new tokens, you will get a million fake Uniswap pools and fake balancer pools and things like that. So don't fall for it, guys. Double check the addresses, make sure that things are going. But yeah, there is a pool up. Like, yeah. So look at it.
Yep, double check our tweet with the contract address on it, before you do anything. And that's it for our questions on the Google sheet.
Yep, and then somebody asked, guys, could you please make a video on how to migrate your TRB if you have them on Trust Wallet and My Ether Wallet? Yeah, we can make you a video. So probably not on those specific wallets, but I know you can connect those, which is really simple. So. Yep. Yeah, but obviously, if you're still having trouble after a day or two, just DM us or reach out.
Yes, if any of you guys are like you tried and it's just a little bit intimidating to you, which we understand it might be. I think we've worked hard to make it super easy, but I understand some people are new to this stuff. Feel free to reach out to us directly. I mean, obviously we can't.
Or even in the channel. I mean. Yeah. Like if you guys, the one thing that anybody can do, if you're watching this video, you're probably somebody who's pretty involved.
Yeah.
Help other people out. Like I had to walk somebody through who was holding TRB tokens. They didn't know what Etherscan was. You have to, a lot of people who are holding our tokens don't know what a lot of the tooling sets are. They don't know how to, like, if you tell them to run a connect their MetaMask, that's very foreign to a lot of people. So just help them out, and we can sort of get through it as a community. And if you have any sort of troubles, concerns, we want to make sure that this is as painless for you guys as possible. So just reach out. We're here to kind of help. We don't want people to sort of feel the pain, but we want it to be this. We want to grow stronger as a community because of it. So anyway, thanks everyone for hopping on. Thanks to everyone for your patience. It's been a really long week, but hopefully we're kind of on the upswing now, and going from here, we have nowhere to go kind of up forward. And thanks again, everyone. You guys couldn't be a better community as far as we got nothing but messages of support. So thanks again. Talk to you guys all next week.
Bye, guys.